What's up everyone? I'm your female otaku and I'm here to review episode 8 of Akashic Records. And this episode, man, like, I could not believe all of this happened in one episode. That was a lot. Like, wow, okay. Like, I don't think it's rushed. It's just, man, a lot freaking happened! Although according to the light novel readers that yes, this actually is being very rushed, but to me, I don't feel like anything's rushed, so I'm still gonna be enjoying it. That's all good, which is kind of odd, because normally when there's an adaptation, you know, an anime adapting from like a manga or a light novel, this is usually the case with like light novels, there's content that is rushed and you feel it, even though you haven't read the original source material, you still feel like something has been rushed. But in this case, I don't feel like anything's being rushed, honestly. But that's just me. Anyway, moving on with this review. In the beginning of the episode, we have it to where the students are making their way over to the research lab and they learn about how chimeras are made, they learn about revival and like white alchemy. And that was very interesting actually. I never heard of white alchemy before, so that was pretty cool. But with the whole revival thing, they said that they can't really bring people back from the dead, just that they can only copy those who are dead. It's really just like a duplicate spell, like cloning, and it's not really revival, but you know, that's the only term that they have for it. But then they bring up that I guess if someone had original magic, and I'm just like, wait, what's original magic? Is that something similar to what Rumia has, something like that? I don't really know. They didn't really explain what original magic was, but if someone had original magic, then they could revive the dead. And then later on in the episode, we see that Eleanor is a necromancer, so she was able to revive the dead. So is that what they're talking about? I'm not too sure. Gonna need some explanation on that whole part there. Well, actually, now I think about it, hold up. I don't think it's necromancy they are talking about, because Riel's brother is alive, which I assumed he was dead. They never said he was in last week's episode. I just assumed he was dead, so it turns out he was. But then when he came back, he said that he was dead, but he was still breathing. I don't know, there's definitely some lies in there. This may not even be her brother at all. This could be a completely different person. I have no idea. I'm still freaking confused, man. God damn it, I feel like that time during the magic festival thing, whatever you want to call it, the magic competition, when I got really confused as to what the heck was going on. It's happening again! Let me just give some major props to Albert. Albert is the freaking man! Dude went up against Eleanor, totally cool, even though Eleanor is a much higher level of an evil mage than he has faced. Still, he played it cool, did his best, and dude was totally badass. And then later on in the episode, when Sistine was crying and screaming, which makes sense, I'm not gonna fault her for crying and screaming at that moment, but Albert was just like, oh, okay, so if you want him to die, keep on doing that. I'm gonna make my way out then. And then Sistine was all like, okay, fine, I'm gonna suck it up, what do I gotta do? And then Albert's like, okay, then let's get this started. And then he started, you know, preparing everything that they needed to do, was doing a summoning circle with like blood and stuff like that, and then we have Sistine. He told Sistine to do CPR and she got all embarrassed and he's just like, listen, you need to do this. And I'm just like, Albert? My man, like, yo, he's just ready to get down to business. I love it. It's great because normally with that kind of scene, it's stretched out for a really long time. You know, there'll be some bakas and even more blushies and stuff like that. And of course we did have that, but it was very, very small because Albert was just like, listen, this man is gonna die. I need you to get to work. Like, Albert knows what's up. Okay, I'm going a little all over the place. Let me go with the meat of the episode, Riel. Riel, she was being, you know, very childish and stuff, just being like, no, get away from me, you stole Glenn from me, oh no. And, you know, she was just really upset. But then on the beach, she saw her brother and decided to side with her brother, even though she knew that he was evil at this point, and she ended up stabbing Glenn. And honestly, I have no idea how Glenn is still alive with that big ass sword in his freaking gut. You know, not even his gut. Like, you saw that sword. It went like through like his rib cage and like, you know, his whole abdomen there. Like, Jesus Christ, man, how the fuck is he still alive? And then we see him in bed. It's just like a small little wound across his chest there. It's just like, what the fuck? It's anime. It's anime. Just go with it, guys. Riel said that she's a part of the researchers, and the researchers were mentioned in the beginning of the episode. Supposedly, there was this rumor that the researchers took the documents of how to actually revive someone. So perhaps the researchers learned necromancy? Again, still not too sure about that whole thing, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. And Eleanor now needs Rumia. I still don't understand. Before she wanted to kill Rumia, now she needs Rumia? Make up your mind, woman! But Rumia has been kidnapped, so it sucks to see her play the damsel in distress once again. I'm not gonna lie, that's getting a little bit irritating. This is the third time this has happened. At least she's okay. Besides getting unconscious, you know, she's all right. She's still good. Not really much of an injury there. And bam, the episode ends. So let me know your thoughts on this episode. Did you really enjoy it? Are you pissed off at Riel, or do you love her even more? What are your thoughts on Albert and Eleanor? Eleanor was actually pretty cool, and normally she would be my type of woman to call a waifu. However, that bitch ugly. I'm your female otaku. Sign